Jay is just like, my God, right? And the response of Eobard, Thawne, God? Perhaps, right? Maybe. But Jay Garrick ends up running in front of Thawne with the intention of shutting the whole thing down. And Eobard just says, no, right? I've come too far. And he pushes Jay into all of this, right? And he says, I'm sorry, right? I couldn't let you take it from me. I can't let anyone. It's mine. And then at that point, there's a massive explosion, and it's just said, my grandfather was never seen again. And so that's where you kind of jump back to this moment, right? Where Eleanor says, thank God most of his journals were salvaged before the military shuttered everything. They
I'm
were
in your
passed
log,
down
okay?
to my mother and then to me. I've been trying to fill in the blanks, the missing pieces from those lost journals. And Barry's just kind of like, this is ridiculous, right? And her response, right? I know it sounds like science fiction, Barry, but I assure you it's all very real. He's like, no, not what you're saying. These equations, right? And literally, Eleanor's just like, I worked for months on those. And Barry's like, and they're all wrong, right? I'll need my equipment sent over from storage at Princeton. So right off the bat, Eleanor knows she's got Barry hooked, right? She knows that Barry wants to be a part of this. And that's kind of the interesting thing about all this, right? There's no statement to indicate that this place of living energy is the Speed Force. We would largely assume that it is, right? Because Barry Allen, the Speed Force, the Flash, right? It all goes hand in hand, right? So it makes sense that that's how Barry would become the Flash. But again, that's not necessarily true. Because what ends up happening is that 2 years pass, and Eleanor comes in and just introduces Barry Allen to Rudy West, right? The father of Wally West. Now, this is all kind of predating the launch of Absolute Flash #1. So Barry's kind of pissed.
I might
He's like,
play
you
like 2
promised
games
me that
and
I
then
would
get
have
off.
autonomy in all of them.
You heard me?
Yes, sir.
I feel like you're planning on getting off soon, anyways. Right?
I have no idea.
As I usually get off like around like 10:30 ish.
Cause like sometimes I'd be going to bed at like 8, and sometimes I'd be staying up till like 1.
Oh my goodness. Don't you gotta get up at like 5 though?
Sooner. Not everyone's back from Chica, or at least not. Yeah, we're still
So why do you?
recovering from Chica.
Huh?
Huh? I said we're still recovering from Chica.
Oh, got you. But I thought you just said you get back end pay, like just pay whenever they're ready.
No, we're getting paid.
You said it's still recovering from Chico though.
Hachuca. That's the
What?
place we were at.
Oh,
Fort Hachuca, Arizona.
oh, okay. Yes, sir. Banning either Mira or Ace or Ying.
It's because Eleanor tells him, right, that Rudy West is going to be leading the.
Runner Rush Tower.
Yeah,
Alright. What are you eating?
celery.
Oh yeah.
It's my struggle meal.
Uh, should I choose Ying or Zero?
Zero.
Why do you say Zero? Never mind.
Military
Because
division
I like
of
his
the
cameras.
project. And it pisses them
Yeah.
off,
Place
right?
them in the
Because
right
he's like, this is
spot.
supposed to
Even if
be
you
a
die,
civilian project,
you're still
right? This
useful.
is supposed to be like you and me working on accessing this dimension of energy and figuring out a way to harness it for the betterment of mankind. Barry knows that once the military gets involved, the only thing the military cares
Yeah,
about
but
is application for military
I'm gonna
strategy.
touch his butt.
5 seconds. Your mission is to locate and defuse a bomb.
Oh, I forgot to spawn over there, my fault.
Reloading.
Cluster charge deployed.
Bomb has been located.
Drone up and running. Drone activated.
Got him.
Nice, nice.
Reloading.
Always works, bro. Placing cam. They're clear.
August ready.
We got a Rooney. What the? Somebody came through the hole.
Four last
Okay.
operator standing.
You've got this.
Imagine.
Op 4 eliminated. Friendly mission successful.
It's my bullets. I'm a plow, plow, plow. Pow, 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 pow.
Cade or Bandit or something like that.
Sure.
Mhm.
How can they weaponize it? It's the only thing that the military is going to care about. And by
Sorry.
and by, as time goes
Alright.
on, they're going to lose their control over all of this. But lest we forget, from absolute evil, what Barry doesn't know is that Eleanor Thawne is one of the hidden hands behind the world. No one's overriding her at all, right? And she probably has enough juice to be able to override the military, depending on what it is that they want to do. So Barry thinks that they're going to lose everything, when in reality, it's really only going to be Barry. And so that's why when Barry freaks out, that's why Eleanor says, Colonel West, would you mind if I spoke to Dr. Allen alone? And then she tells Barry, right, this is how we continue to get funding that we need to complete our work, Barry. Without the military, we're dead in the water. It's not going to happen. Now, of course,
We need to locate a bomb.
none of that's true. Right? She has all the money and all the resources to keep it going on her own. But getting military involvement, that's really her main goal. Because now she can use it to be weaponized. And so what is it
Okay,
happening?
basement
Barry just
is
tells her, right,
clear.
they only want weapons, Eleanor. And
Look at
that's
a
what she
visual.
just says. What we're doing here is so far beyond what the government can comprehend. We give them a few new toys, and in return, they let us change history. That seems like a small price to pay. So speaking of which,
Drone
how
has located a
close are
bomb.
we to the first trial? And Barry just says, right, just fine-tuning the protective
10
gear.
seconds to go.
I'll be ready to take the team in by the end of the week. And that's where Eleanor is just
5
like,
seconds
yeah,
to
so
insertion.
about that, right? Like, I've decided that you will not be leading the official team. So right off the bat,
Located a bomb.
right, Barry's
Make your
concern
way
is
to its
coming
location
true.
and
He's
defuse it.
losing control of the project and losing his place in the project. But Eleanor tries to smooth it over in a way that she thinks will work for Barry, where she just says, like, you know what happened to my grandfather? It's too dangerous, Barry, and you are far too important to lose. You lead the team remotely from here. But Barry just kind of fires back, right? Like, our equipment is far more advanced than what your grandfather used, and the protective suits will work. And that's where Eleanor just says, right? And once we're sure of that, then we can both go in together, Barry. Now, that little bit of an exchange seems to kind of indicate that there is or may have been some measure of a romantic connection. They certainly slept together at some point, right? But the fact is, right, at that point, that's when you start to see Barry meeting Wally West. And it's a really, really cool exchange because one of the things that we learned at the very beginning of the Absolute Flash story and these initial exchanges between Barry and Wally is that Wally felt like life was very, very inconsistent. Like having a military dad,
Somebody
around
downstairs.
all the time, never really being able to be friends. But he and Barry became fast friends. And it's kind of cool because he just sits down and he asks, right, is this scene taken? And Wally's just kind of like, I mean, not really, I guess, you know? And he's like, I'm Dr. Allen, right, Barry. You must be the new kid, right, from the West Side. And Wally's just kind of like, yeah, like, how did you know? You know, and Barry just says, I just met your dad, right? He seems like a real class, you know? Right, so this was just kind of making fun of Wally's dad. And Wally's just like, yeah, I mean, you know, he's a pretty serious guy most of the time, I guess. And so Barry does something that most people didn't really do when it came to Wally. He starts asking about him. Right? What's your story? Right? Tell me about yourself. I want to learn about you. It seems to be a wholly new experience for Wally West, right? So Wally's just kind of like, you know, I don't really know, right? Just trying to figure out what the hell I'm going to do around here. And Barry asks, around a lot. He's like, I did too, right? My dad was a Marine. So right there, common ground. And so at that point, Wally's like, yeah, and Barry's just like, you know, I didn't live in one place for more than a year and a half until I was 18 and went to school. And the question's just like, where did you go? And Barry's like, you know, MIT. Because of course he did. And Wally's just like, well, I hate math and science. Like, Barry asked,
Move out the way.
Yeah, I mean, these, what you call it, zombies staring at that hole.
music is just
Let's
math.
The
rush,
zombie's
rush, rush,
dead.
rush, rush.
Everything is
Yeah, because they
mathematical.
just killed her, Devin.
Chunka.
Why is that the whole universe opens up to you? Which is true. Electronic dance music is
Oh, he's in the hallway. Not warping. Around there.
It takes one to know one, right? So they kind of
Around,
have this really, really cool exchange.
around warping. Let's go.
Op 4 eliminated. Friendly mission.
My finger got him.
If I didn't get him, I mean, if he didn't get him, I would have got him because he was walking straight into the hole. I was actually shooting his dead body by accident. I thought he was still alive.
Bye bye, Mr. Mute.
Yeah, right. He's engaged. He starts asking
I said bye bye, Mr. Mute.
most of the time.
They want to ban the zombie? For real?
I ain't mad at that.
They banned Bravo because it hacked all their stuff.
Yep.
I guess. And so Barry does something that seems like most people from the Flash story. And that little bit of an exchange seems to kind of indicate that there is or may have been some really, really cool exchange. Because one of the things that we learned at the very beginning of the Absolute Flash story and these initial exchanges between Barry and Wally is that Wally felt like life was very, very inconsistent, right? Having a military dad, moving around all the time, never really being able to form friends. But he and Barry became fast friends. And it's kind of cool because he just sits down and he asks, right, is this seat taken? And Wally's just kind of like, I mean, not really, I guess, you know? And he's like, I'm Dr. Allen, right, Barry. You must be the new kid, right, Colonel West's son. And Wally's just kind of like, yeah, like, how did you know? You know, and Barry just says, I just met your dad. Right? He seems like a barrel of laughs.
To locate a bomb.
Right, so the two of them just kind of making fun of Wally's dad. And Wally's just like, yeah, I mean, you know, he's a pretty serious guy most of the time, I guess. And so Barry does something that seems like most people didn't really do when it came to Wally. He starts
Drone has
asking
located a
about
bomb.
him, right? What's your story? Right? Tell me about yourself. I want to learn about you. Which seems to be a wholly new experience for Wally West, right? So Wally's just kind of like, you know, I don't really know, right? Just trying to figure out what the hell I'm going to do around here. And Barry asks, right, have you moved around a lot? And he's like, I did too, right? My dad was a Marine. So right there,
10
common
seconds
ground.
to insertion.
And so at that point, Wally's like, yeah, right, he's engaged now. And Barry's just like, you know, I didn't live in
Insertion
one
in
place
5
for more than
seconds.
a year and a half until I was 18 and went to school. And
You
the
found a
question's just
bomb.
like, where'd you
Make
go?
your way to its
And Barry's
location
like,
and defuse it.
MIT. Because of course he did. And Wally's just like, well, I hate math and science. But here's what's kind of funny, right?
Drone ready.
I knew it.
Reloading.
What do you got, Darian? Who do you have? Are you dying? Yep.
Yes, sir. I've got this.
Argus deployed. Breach charge, hot!
Can you watch my cam?
Sure. 9-4 ping, going to a hallway.
Is he walking in?
Hold up. Lost him. Yep, 4 ping. 4 ping again. 4 ping. 4 ping.
Well, I meant watch the other one. This cam right here. No one thing. Oh
4
my
ping.
gosh. Darian.
Down to one friendly.
You didn't say, you said watch the camera. That's what I did.
Yeah, I said.
You
No,
should have been
okay,
more
okay,
detailed.
Yeah, okay.
Op 4 eliminated.
They lost all the rounds on defense. I've got this. Man glass is for play. I was thinking about playing Capcom too. What a pity. I've got this.
Barry asks, well then, what are you into? And Wally's just like, I don't know, music mostly. And Barry just says, right, well, music is just math when you think about it, right? Everything is math, really. Like, once you realize that, the whole universe opens up to you, which is true. Electronic dance music is just 4 time signature, 4 beats per measure. Simple mathematics. But Wally just says, right, you're kind of a weird guy, Dr. Allen, right? And Barry's just like, it takes one to know one, right? So they kind of have this really, really cool exchange right off the bat. It's quick-witted, right? Barry's able to pick up on the fact that Wally is a little guarded. So he's kind of able to help him lower those defenses so Barry can get to know him on a more personal level, even if it's just a singular exchange. What's also interesting
Secure
is
the
that
bomb.
when Barry goes to leave, he just tells Wally, right, hang in there. Things will get better, I promise. And the indication seems to be that Wally heard it, even though he was putting his headphones on. So those small little things all kind of come together with the two of them forming their friendship. And by that point, you go to the first human
Op
trauma.
4 has located the bomb. Be ready for assault.
Right, like, okay, one last comms check. All of you sound off. Like, check, Kerwin check, Ellis check. They say, okay, here we go. They open the portal and the guys walk in. Right, and they just say, like, wish us luck. And Barry just says, there is no luck. There's
10
only
seconds.
probabilities. So when they get in there, there's all this
5 seconds.
right, and they say, it's all over the place, Dr. Allen. You see it.
Op 4 has located a bomb.
Red
Be ready for
matter.
hostile
And
action.
Barry's just kind of like, it's incredible. Right? We take it seriously. Atmosphere readings. We read all of it. But then when they turn around, they see something that catches their eye. And they're just like, are you seeing this? Right? And when they pan around so that Barry and them can see, they make this statement, right? I don't think that we were the first ones here. And unless I'm being crazy, I could be entirely wrong. My knowledge on DC is not nearly as comprehensive as it is on Marvel. So somebody correct me if I'm wrong. This looks like the headquarters.
Yeah, what was Birdie thinking?
Somebody on white stairs. Watch white stairs for me, please. I got the window.
Alright.
Somebody in?
No. Looks like let's call it.
Still need you to keep an eye on white
Got it.
stairs.
Yeah. But someone's trying to break into my room.
One Op 4 remaining. Op
Let's
4
go.
eliminated. Mission successful.
Them scary dudes.
Flawless victory. Was that our first or second
Good.
match? That was our first match, right?
Yes, sir.
Of the Legion of Doom, right? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, right? Like somebody fill me in if I'm wrong on that. But it looks like the Legion of Doom headquarters, right? And so at that point, they literally bring this whole thing back to the facility, right? Fort Fox. And so in using this energy, right, this red matter, essentially, and experimenting with it. And so with Eleanor and Barry, right, kind of experimenting with this red matter and whatnot. She says the trials on the apes are incredibly promising. We're going to be moving ahead with human trials soon. So this kind of gives us the background layer to how it was that Gorilla Grodd came into existence in the Absolute Flash comics. And then she says Colonel West is gathering a team of candidates. And Barry just kind of says, right, like, that's none of my business, Eleanor. None of this is why you brought me here, right? He says, I want to go in. I want to start harvesting some of the red matter for myself. And that's where Eleanor's just like, soon, Barry, right? She keeps placating him. She keeps putting him off further and further and further. Barry's not unintelligent. So this guy's figuring out pretty quickly that the day of soon you'll be able to go in, that day will never come.
Hurry! Got one that.
Right, there will never really be an instance where he'll actually be able to go in and investigate everything. It's how he feels in the moment. And so she says the away team has almost finished transporting all the alien tech across. He says this super soldier nonsense is just supposed to be our cover story. Right, you've lost sight of our work, of your grandfather's work,
Banning
and it pisses
Emerald.
her off. As it rightfully should. Right, she says, how dare you say that? I've dedicated my life to finishing what my grandfather started, and we will. But you know as well as I do, the red matter is too dangerous to make direct contact with. The alien technology and specimens are a boon that we never expected. It buys us time to study the energy, learn what it truly is, before we risk bringing any back
Benny
here.
Murr.
We need to be very careful, Barry, or we will end up just like my grandfather, destroyed by the very thing he coveted. And so ultimately, Barry just kind of walks away. Initially, he wanted to say something to her, right? That he recognizes what she's saying. But the indication seems to be that from Barry's perspective, while he's not reckless, he's not like, let's just charge head in and just see what's going on. He is curious, and that curiosity could potentially cause problems. But it's a cautious curiosity, whereas it seems, more or less from Barry's perspective, that Eleanor is being overly cautious, or at the very least, she's just using him for his intelligence with no intention of letting him have any experience with any of this whatsoever. And so Barry just kind of travels further into the facility, and then this disembodied voice comes out of nowhere, and it just says Barry, right? And he kind of looks up, and he's like, who are you, right? Thawne, is that who you are? And the voice just says Barry, and it says, help me, because Barry makes contact with the red matter, and he just sees this person who's stuck there, right? Which is seemingly him, right? And he says, stop, right? You must stop. Wally, it must be Wally West. And then that version of Barry disappears. So seemingly, in the very beginning of Absolute Flash, when Barry Allen had basically been conducting his experiment, and then Wally West stumbled in, everything went sideways, Wally basically became the Flash, Barry Allen died, this seems to be a moment in between. Or it's not Barry Allen at all.
To use your
It's
drone to locate a bomb.
And Yamar Khan is not Reverse Flash. He's not the villain that we're used to. I want to know what you guys think it is down in the comment section. It's most likely. But I want to know what you guys think it is down in the comment section. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, and I will catch you all later. Peace.
If you're missing 5 or more teeth, this might be the most important 30 seconds of the day. There's finally a solution for people just like you. Media Dental Implant Center has figured out how to deliver a complete, permanent smile in 24 hours.
10 seconds.
No more dentures, no more...
5 seconds to go. You must locate and defuse a bomb.
Why you gave me diffuser? I don't want that diffuser.
Swapping mags. RCE going out.
You have located a bomb.
Ratero anchored. Going for a drive. Watch your ears. RCE Ratero out. Ratero primed.
I knew somebody's gonna peek.
Op 4 last operator standing.
Throwing flash.
Not a peek.
Op 4 eliminated.
Skia! Thermite? Want me to be thermite? Okay, I'll be thermite.
We need to locate a bomb.
You shot my boy. Man, they banned Bravo. Alright.
Advise your drone has located a bomb.
I was
10
best about a
seconds
chooser
before
too.
insertion. 5 seconds.
Once I saw they have Capital, not Capital,
You've located
Maestro.
a bomb. Make your way to its location.
They keep on giving me the bomb.
Loading mag! Disabling electronics.
diffuser is no longer
Oh
in
my
your possession.
goodness.
Are you serious? Oh my goodness.
Operator down. Cover me. Reloading. Breaching.
August ready.
Are you watching again?
15 seconds left.
No.
10 seconds.
Oh, see no one.
Down to one friendly. 5 seconds. One op 4 remaining. You've run out of time.
She's brother, you going 5-0? Oh.
I feel like I better go basement.
Need to use your drone to locate a bomb.
Yeah, they're in the basement.
Drone has located a bomb. Seconds before insertion. 5 seconds. You've located a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
Can I push you? Yeah, there's somebody on me.
Watch out! Breaching!
4 remaining.
On me. Nice.
4 eliminated. Friendly mission successful.
Who we betting? Thatcher. I'm gonna be mirror still. Y'all got wallet now. Y'all handle all that. Y'all handle wallet now. Somebody just wallet now, please.
Secure the bombs.
Device primed. Keep an eye on door. Doorway trap. Stay clear of blast zone. Rapid rider, shooting style. Solid drone head on. It's out.
Let me have a look at you, Capullo. Reload.
Down to 10 seconds.
Device primed.
5 seconds. Op 4 has yet to locate a bomb.
Now you
Right, there's only one person in sight.
Reloading. Cover me.
Well, we know why the reason is somebody if we lose. And that one person who was in sight died.
reload.
Op 4 located a bomb. Protect it.
Loading mag.
Bro, I'm going crazy.
Op 4, last operator standing.
He's in sight.
Op 4 is defusing a bomb. You need to disable their diffuser. Diffuser located. Disable it.
Yeah.
Aiding friendly.
User has been destroyed. Mission successful.
I feel so toxic, bro. I feel absolutely toxic, bro.
Oh, I about to say, you're 7-0. You're unkillable. Your actions are justified.
I feel like Mav be the best play here. Oh wait, we're defense. Okay. Mirror? Mirror? Bruh, I ain't never had a record like this, bro. It's my best game yet. Have you?
You said what?
Have you ever had a record like this?
I think so. Something like that. I think. I'm not sure.
I'm trying to end the game with no deaths. That'd be nice.
Protect the bombs.
Question, where does the mirror go on this side?
It's up to you. I don't know.
I feel like it goes right here. You can see both.
Swapping mags.
Op 4 located a bomb. Protect it.
Surya kit deployed.
5 seconds left.
Loading full
Op
mag.
4 has located a bomb. Be ready for hostile action.
Ambush set. Stay clear. Setting nitro cell.
Time for some loading new mag.
Oh my goodness. Looks like they joined it out.
I'm on a roam.
Loading new mag.
Yo, brother, Chuping.
I
Yep,
know, bro.
yep,
I'm just. Oh my gosh, I got pushed from 2 different ways. Thank you for warning me, though. My fault for yelling.
I forgive you. Just don't let it happen again before I get mad.
So the only 2 people alive were Buck, who's like really low health, and the Bravo who killed me.
Op 4 last stop standing.
Sound like he's outside. Who red bang, bro? They don't need a push, bro. They don't need a push. Oh my goodness.
Op
Let's
4
go,
eliminated.
baby.
Mission successful.
Black
Yeah.
lives
Oh
matter,
dang, I
lazy.
died. I did die. That's right. Forgot. Cause I got double teamed.
BLM.
All right. Well, that's a good way to end it off.
Yes, sir. Gotta end it on a dub.
Yes, sir.
I'll have it no other way. I'm bronze 1. I'm bronze 1.
Diamond 1. Nice on copper 3.
Let's go. Well, alright, my guy. Have a good night.
All right, bro.
Yes, sir. Good siege.
Yes, sir.